one thing that brings me joy, and I know brings you joy, like you mentioned, are the students at Performing Arts Studio West. And we have a few of them on today.
Oh my gosh.
They're coming on, and they'll be able to ask some questions and say hello.
I miss them so much. I'm looking forward to that.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, guys.
Hi, David. Diane.
Hey.
Hi, David.
Hi, Nick. How are you, buddy?
Hi, Diana. Great. Great.
Hi.
Hi, Jason.
Hello, Diane.
Oh my God, this is so nice to see your beautiful faces. I'm having joy right now.
I know, right?
Joy.
Nice to see you too.
Oh my gosh, how are you?
Great.
Caleb.
Say
How are
hi.
you?
Guys.
How do you?
How are you?
I'm good.
I'm good, David.
I'm really good. How are you, Jason?
I'm doing good.
Oh, good.
I love it. Well, we were everyone. We were talking to Diana, and me, myself, and I, and Diana. We were talking together and asking many questions. I'm going to throw out one question. Now, before we do start, I want to see Summer. I'm going to ask to start your video, and Isaac, start your video. Wonderful. We'll just try to get that going. Lovely, lovely.
Is it this team?
Hi, Isaac.
There we go, Summer.
Hi, Isaac. How are you?
So I'm gonna start with one more question, and then Diana's gonna see what questions that you have for her. And I mean, Diana, you have created, like I mentioned, so much. You speak around the country. You created 10 tools to consider when cultivating resiliency,
Right.
which was featured in a book, Healing
Right.
Sisters.
I'm
So what? I mean, beside doing that, you're creating Dreaming Big on a Swing Films production.
Dreaming Big on a Swing Film. Yeah, that's the name of my production. And I associated produced I Can last year, and then this year I worked with I worked on a few films with Corey Rita and Shanna Guerrero, and Nicole Evans and Alice Keel I worked with this year. So I associate produced everything Corey's. I created that because I think it's really important to create your own work. I think that you can either wait for opportunity to happen or create. And Dreaming Big on a Swing Film that comes from when I was a little girl, and I have a picture of myself sitting on a swing, and I have my leg braces, and I used to dream about becoming an actress. You know, I used to sit in my backyard as a little girl and dream about being an actress. So Dreaming Big on a Swing Film is just that, acknowledgement to that little girl that used to dream about moving to LA and becoming an actress. And also, part of my mission with that film company is to give one person at least the opportunity to do something in front of or behind the camera. So my dream, one of the missions with that company, whenever I am producing something, that I would give at least one person an opportunity to make them come to either doing something in front of or behind the camera.
It's gorgeous, gorgeous. All right, everyone, you have your questions ready for Miss Jordan.
Yes.
Hey, Nick.
Yeah.
Do you have a question?
Yeah. What got you interested in acting?
That's a really great question, Nick. You know what? I'm gonna answer it this way. I always knew I wanted to be an actress, so I don't think it's but got me interested so much is I always knew my dad had an older sister named Aunt Rhoda, my Aunt Rhoda, who unfortunately she died before I was born, so I never met her. But I used to hear my grandmother. I used to hear my dad and his sister and his brother, my Uncle David, and my grandmother when she was still living talk about my Aunt Rhoda. So I used to hear stories about her and how wonderful she was and how beautiful and amazing she was. But I just think I'm one of those people that was lucky enough to have known what I wanted to do practically since the day I was born. It was just, I just always known. There wasn't so much what got me interested. It was just, I kind of knew as a kid that's what I wanted to do. I like to say I was born, I think to say I entered the world in dramatic fashion because the cerebral palsy was caused by lack of oxygen, so I didn't breathe on my own. Doctors worked on me for 45 minutes before I started breathing on my own. I love to say I was meant to be an actress if I entered the world in a highly dramatic fashion.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's always known, Nick.
How about Jason?
Ovdje me klik, vidim ovdje nešto, nisi me klik.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, David.
What's your part?
Most my part in the film I did with Carl, the part I did in the film I did with Carl Hansen, Connections. Is that okay? Yeah, last year I got to be part of the 48-hour film challenge, and I got to work with Carl Hansen, who is an award-winning film director from I Met the Institute Film Challenge, and Carl's done some great films, and this is what I mean about work because I went up to Carl and like, I really want to work with you. So when the 48, he did the Disability Theater Film Challenge, he also did the 48-hour film challenge. So last year we got to work together, and I played a woman who wanted to dance on the bus because it was all about making her dreams come true. So I said, I want to dance. So when I danced on the bus, it was awesome.
That film,
Okay.
I tell you, it's such a good question, Jason, because that film I saw, I had to watch it again over and over again. It was so uplifting, and your dancing came from your soul.
Thank you.
Right.
Well,
right.
you know what happened is Carl had said, what is something you've always wanted to do? And I said, I always wanted to dance. And what I loved about working with both Carl and Corey as filmmakers is they've allowed me in the film that I've done to play roles where I may not necessarily be seen in. But now I have those on film, so in the real, I can say, look, I dance on film. Look, I played a real estate agent. Look, I played a cop. So it's really great to work with directors and producers who will give you an opportunity to be seen in a way that the industry may not necessarily see you, but they give me opportunities to be seen that way. I'm really, really grateful about that.
Right, right. So how about let's go to Caleb Hansen.
Hey,
Oh,
Caleb.
Do you have any family in the biz?
I do, actually. You know, I think my sister used to be in the business. My cousin Stanley is a well-known jazz musician. He's a Grammy-nominated jazz musician. My cousin Hill Harper is on The Good Doctor. He's
That's good.
in New York. He's done theater. He's done lots of movies. He's a very well-known actor. Like I said, I mentioned I had an aunt who was an actress who she died a year before I was born, so she was an actress. And my cousin Eric, my cousin my cousin Eric is a filmmaker, and his wife, my cousin Rhoda, is an actress. As an actress, in addition to running your own business and doing many things. So yeah, I've had family members who are in the industry.
Wonderful. Have you ever like worked with them, or have you ever talked about working with them?
I asked Eric to produce a film a few years ago that I got to be in, and there was another opportunity where I got to be I was a delivery girl. So you know, again, I got to be cast in a role, and the name of the film escapes me right now. I'm so embarrassed. Yeah, that was another opportunity. I got to be in a film where it wasn't necessarily disability specific, but I just got to be the delivery girl. So, and I was delivering cupcakes, I think it was.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, and Eric wrote that, and I got to be a part of it, and I was really excited about that.
I love that. You said cupcakes, and I actually splurged today and had a lemon cupcake. So.
Ooh, how was that?
Oh my God, it was
That's
good.
Oh my gosh.
Well, how about we'll go to Lanzarod right now. Lanzarod, a question for Diana Elizabeth Jordan.
Diana.
Hey.
What's the longest set you've been on?
What are some shows that I've been on?
Yes.
Okay. Well, recently I got to do Seventh Heaven. I got a long time ago. I got to do Legit. Within the past couple years, I got to be on SWAT, which was really wonderful. And again, SWAT was another opportunity where I got to play a character where they weren't necessarily looking for an actor with a disability, but they cast an actor with a disability. And so I'm very grateful to CBS and their commitment to authenticity and diversity. But I got to do that on SWAT. That aired Valentine's 2019. That was really a lot of fun.
Yeah. And you know, the SWAT you were on for maybe 10 seconds.
Yeah.
That being said, it was right at the beginning, wasn't it? And it was.
Yes, I got it.
I still remember that moment. It shows that even if you don't, you know, whether you have a part that's 120 pages or one line or two lines, powerhouse. You put it all into it, and that's what Diana did with that.
You know, I have this very difficult task of looking at tomorrow more. You know, but sometimes we have to sacrifice for our art. If I had to look at a good-looking actor, I'd be like, I gotta do it. You know, it wasn't easy, but you know, sometimes you gotta, you know, we talk about the hard stuff. Sometimes you gotta do the hard stuff for your art.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, good. That's a good one. Okay, Isaac Leva, I'm gonna have you unmute. A question, my dear friend, to Diana Elizabeth Jordan. Isaac Leva.
Hi, Diana.
Hi, sweetie. How are you?
Good.
I am, God, this is so much fun. David and I were just talking about joy, and I'm feeling so much joy right now because I get to be with all you guys. So what's up, Isaac?
I just need to know, how did you get into acting?
That's a great question, Isaac. You know, like I said earlier, I've always wanted to be an actress. I was really lucky that I went to a high school many years ago that had a really great theater program. And I was always mainstreamed. I went to school with kids that didn't have disabilities, did not have disabilities. But what was really great is the head of the acting department, Mr. Eitram and Ms. Engelhardt, Ms. Berrickman, who are the teachers that were there. They were so supportive and encouraging. And they could have said no. I'll still never forget taking my first acting class, because I actually went to a high school that offered acting classes as part of the curriculum. And I remember I took my first acting class my freshman year, and we had these little like scene books, like scene for teens or whatever. And after my class, I remember going out to do my first scene. Everyone opened their scene book as if they couldn't understand what I was saying. And afterward, Mr. Eitram came up to everyone and said, the whole class, and said, how many of you understood her? If you understood her, raise your hand. And hardly anyone raised their hand. And I was mortified. I remember, afterward, Mr. Eitram said, you know, he pulled me aside, and I thought for sure he was gonna say you can't be in this class because it was still ways to change. You know, Diana, at the end of the semester, I want everyone to raise their hands. So he was so, you know, we were saying, you know, they may not understand you, but you work really hard, so they do understand you. And I was lucky through the magic of Facebook to reconnect with Mr. Eitram years later, before he passed away. And his kids are my age. You know, his kids are around my age. So I'm still really good friends with his daughter and his older son. And actually his widow, his wife, Mrs. Eitram, and I are in touch on Facebook. So he got to see some of my progress.
Yeah.
He got to see that I, you know, went there and I got a graduate degree, and he got to see all that. And I'm just really glad. I'm really grateful that I had teachers who were honestly encouraging. And what I mean by that is they told me it would be difficult and it would be very challenging, but they never told me it would be impossible. They just said it would be really hard, and they were right. You know, it is hard, but they never said you shouldn't do this. They just said, if you do this, you're gonna have to work all that much harder because it's gonna be more challenging for you. And they were absolutely right, but in the most loving and encouraging way.
I love it too when you can really keep in touch with those people that you grew up with.
It's, you know, when I was honored in 2012, we have something called the Tradition of Excellence Award at my high school, my alma mater, the TOE Award. And they at the ceremony, and they put your picture on the wall. So in 2012, I was one of the honorees for a Tradition of Excellence Award. Mr. Eitram had passed away by then, but Mrs. Eitram and Karen, his daughter, came from Minnesota, and I got to get my ceremony in the same theater where I did plays in high school. So it was this really amazing full circle moment for me.
Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. Summer, Orange. Hi.
How are you?
Okay.
You guys are better. Normally when I do interviews, I don't call everybody sweetheart, but you guys are like so special to me. What's up, Summer?
I'm listening to you what you're talking about.
Could you?
You were listening to what she was talking about, yes?
Oh, okay, cool.
And what, do you have a question for Diana? What is your question for her?
I was gonna say, how many years has she been an actress?
How many years have I been an actress? Longer than the age I tell my agent that I am. No, seriously. I'm really blessed. I did my first professional show in 1987 with a show called Wait at the Human Theater Company in Chicago, Illinois. At the theater building. There was a play called the theater building. That was my first show, 1987. I was one. And no, I was the youngest. So yeah, I've been acting professionally since 1987.
Wow.
It's amazing because I'm only 25, so it's just really. I've been able to do that.
I have to say, I started acting, how many years have I? Probably 246 years, because I was an actor in one of my past lives.
Oh, were you?
Wow, that's a good one.
But yeah, no, yeah, I did my first show in 1987. I've been really, really lucky to be working pretty steadily. You know, I get, you know, now I'm in the woman of a certain age category, but I want to, but I embrace that. You know, I want to show positive role models no matter what. And, you know, I know now that when they get to a certain age, you know, life is wonderful and people do second and third acts. So
here's the thing, too.
I want to show that.
Here's the thing, too, about a certain age. How do you see the community, the Hollywood community, with women of a certain age?
Yeah, I really think that with everything that's gone on in the world, you know, the impact, and there's so much more of an increase now in call for diversity. I think people have been called, you know, it's just everywhere. There's so much more. I really hope that's gonna trickle down, trickle across, not down. Trickle across all the intersections, including age and size, and you know, people from the queer community. I mean, I just want. I mean, there is so much content now. I mean, that's being created. So many platforms, so much content. There needs to be intersectional images if we're really going to reflect what society looks like. That doesn't mean that I'm doing it, and it shouldn't be just one. You know, there shouldn't be just, you know, Diana, the African American actress who has a disability. I don't want to be the only one. I don't want to be the only representation. I don't think there should just be one deaf actor or one actress who uses a wheelchair, or actors who have, you know, neurodiverse actors. I don't think it's one. I think it's we are the largest part of the population. So hopefully this will be a push for making sure that we're visible in about 20% of the images we see on TV and film. We're at 2% right now. There's been really good increase, but I mean, I would love next year to say, hey, God, did you see my client Nick? He was on this show, and Isaac was on this show. You know, one of the reasons I teach is I wanted, because I'm very proud of not only the type of people that we have here at Performing Arts Studio West, but they're beautiful artists. They're artistry. They're working actors. They understand the craft. And that's why I teach the people that understand that it is a craft. This is not something you get up and do. There is a craft.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful craft.
And like you said, there's so many amazing actors at Performing Arts Studio West, and me.
There are, and I'm looking at about 7 of them right here. How about that?
Yeah, yeah. We have, I think that's Jamesia. Is that Jamesia?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Hi, honey.
Baby, and
Hi,
you.
Jamesia.
Hello?
Hi, Diane.
We can't see you, but we can hear you.
Hi, Diane.
Hi, sweetheart. How are you?
I'm doing you.
Good. Did you have a question?
Yes, I do. How is it, how was, how was the community on your page to do your acting?
How did I learn about acting?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's a great question. Well, like I said, I was really lucky that I went to a high school that had a great performing arts program. So that's a great question. I went to a high school that had a great performing arts program. So I got to take acting classes almost every year. All 4 years I was in high school, one of my classes was an acting class. That was always one of my electives. So like, I would go to science and I would go to math, and then one of my periods would be an acting class. Then when I went to college, I took classes in college. I designed an undergraduate major. I majored in, got an associate degree in occupational therapy because that was going to be the support job. Then I got my bachelor's of general studies in theater. Then I took acting classes when I was in Chicago working, taking acting classes, auditioning. And then in '98, I decided I got accepted into the Masters of Fine Arts program at Cal State Long Beach. I moved out, then everything.
How will you take it on your job?
How did I get my job at Performing Arts Studio West?
Yeah.
Oh, I met John Pazos at a SAG meeting.
I love it.
And it was really great because
Yeah.
it was a performance with disabilities SAG meeting back in 1999. It was really funny because this is like my favorite story. It was in between my first summer of graduate school, so I had to find a job. And earlier that day, I interviewed at the College Junior for a job. And
Really?
Doctor came back and said, not the director, the manager. When you come, I'll be right back. And when you come back, I want to ask you why you wanted to work at College Juniors. And I started to cry because I did not want to work at College Juniors. Nothing against College Juniors. It's a great place to eat. I just didn't want to work there. And then later on that night, I went to a SAG meeting for performers with disabilities, met John, and kind of the rest is history.
Oh, I love that. Great question.
I love it.
Great
How,
question. Listen, we have one more question from the wonderful Igor.
Hi, Igor. How are you, darling?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good.
Great to see you, by the way.
Hey, good to see you too, Igor.
Thanks. Has acting always been your dream?
Yes. Yeah, even when I dreamed about other things, yeah. I mean, it was always there, always. Never really wanted to do anything else. So I'm literally one of those people that is blessed enough to live my dream. It's not always easy, but I get to live my dream every day, and
Thank God.
It's amazing.
Well, Diana, by living your dream, you give inspiration and power to so many people, and especially at Performing Arts Studio West, Meet the Biz, and so many people.
Well, thank you. I mean, you guys, I mean, I feel very lucky that I get to do what I do with the people I get to do it with David and Joe and Lindsay and John and Alexander and Chardell and Steve and Megan and Carmel and Damien and Lisa and the scene. I hope I didn't leave anybody off. And Pascal and Jocelyn and Daisy. All the people I get to go to work with every day. And you guys. Because, David and I were talking about joy. There are times when I might be having a bad day. And you guys are my joy. You guys bring so much joy into my life. I don't think you realize now. And, especially since we're not together, it means so much more to me when I get to see you guys or talk to you guys on the phone like we get to talk with some of you each week. So, I feel very, very lucky.
Well, we're all lucky, and thank you, Diana Elizabeth Jordan. Thank you, everyone, for being here today and being here on Meet the Biz.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Diana.
Thank you.
David, I need to ask you something.
Yes?
What day we come back to school?
How do you?
Diana?
You guys, we don't know yet because the most important thing is that we're all safe.
Yes.
So now we're gonna be grateful for being together like this. Until that day, we can all come back together. Because we're really not apart. We're only apart physically. We're not apart in our hearts.
Right.
Right?
That's true.
I don't get to. I give you guys a hug in my heart every day.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
but the most important thing right now is that we remain safe. And unfortunately, right now, it's not as safe for us to be together. So we'll just be together like this, right? And we'll be together
Right.
in our heart.
Right. I'm thankful and grateful and appreciative.
Yes. And
Yeah.
be sure to wear your
And
mask.
we got morning meeting tomorrow, so we'll get to be together.
Hey,
Yeah.
Deanna,
Yeah, love.
remember about the chocolate?
What?
The chocolate.
Oh, the chocolate. Yes, I missed my chocolate.
Wait a minute.
No, stop talking
What
about
chocolate?
Oh,
We don't want to talk about
that,
that, my
joke
sweetheart.
with the guys that they give me chocolate.
All right. Well, thank you all. I know you all have some other classes to go to and all that. So we'll see you tomorrow at morning
Thank
meeting.
you guys.
Right on.
Okay.
Have a blessed day in the Lord. All the best and God bless.
All right.
Bye,
Bye,
guys. Love
buddy.
you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Love you. Miss you.
See you, Deanna.
Love you. Miss you.
I
Bye,
love
guys.
it too.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Our pleasure. More than our
You're
pleasure.
welcome.
Well, this
Your
made my,
pleasure.
you guys made my day.
Bye, buddy.
Thank you. You made ours.
Oh.